Good afternoon, my people. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another look at the Liberec to... no, was it Liberec? Liberec, I think is... Oh, muted myself. Liberec to Stará Paka route. Nabil, Henk, good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have downloaded the logo mod, yes. As expected, it didn't take long at all for the mod to come out, to be honest. No, it came out yesterday, didn't it? And the DLC came out yesterday, so it's the same day. So yeah, makes sense. I was like somewhat doubtful because I don't know. I feel like when it comes to like the usual German, UK, US content, we usually get stuff pretty quickly. But with this being the first Czech route, I wasn't too sure, because even with the Dutch route, there were some branding extras that we got through mods, but they came, I believe, like way after the route came out. Also, I need this to stop doing this. Just want it to be how it was before. Okay. Cool. I think it's done. 5-stream streak, Hank. Let's go. What are your plans for dinner tonight? Why in a rush? What do you mean? Who's in a rush to do what? No, there were some like exterior logos. It was nothing major. It wasn't like the main branding, the NS stuff, obviously. But there were just like some extra things. I don't remember how long it took to get the logo branding for the West Coast mainline route. I think that was pretty quick as well, to be fair. I'm pretty sure that was fairly quick. Why isn't third rows popping up on stream? Let's fix that. There we go. What do you mean no? No to what? I'm going to try to play this with a controller for the first time. All up to now, I've been playing it solely with a mouse and keyboard. I'll send you a patch to for the Dutch route. Let's see if it's one of these. I haven't got a message from you. You said, oh, right. No, it was something else. There was another one. Though it was nothing major. It was nothing major. It was like a small. Okay, Discord's acting funny. It was a small thing. It was nothing major, but I vividly remember downloading it. Anywho, let's get the train sorted. I think it would have been good to have played this yesterday, but unfortunately it wasn't possible. I didn't get home yesterday until... It is winter, isn't it? I didn't get home yesterday until like 7:30. So I think it was a good choice to not stream. And stream today instead. Right, let's fill the brakes. Open the doors. Turn this on. Do that. That particular process that I do on this screen, I don't know if I need to do it if I'm not starting the train from cold and dark. Let's take a look at these branding mods though in action. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, and I can't compare it to reality, but fairly simple branding. I mean, I trust that it is as per reality. It would be nice to get livery mods that apply to like the base timetable. Like to get the correct livery for these, for example. Oh, this is super busy. What's going on over here? If I remember correctly, and I'm not making it up in my head, Nabil, it was something that added a small piece of text to the side of the train. Like when I say it was a major, like I really mean it was a major. It had like small text on the side of the train. That's like the picture that I have in mind. Well, they're all dead. Els!
Stranger danger.
Oscar, bro, long time. How you been, man? Thank you very much for the 10 months, my guy. Appreciate you. Oh, work's been good. Life's been good. You've been good. Yeah, if a timetable mod was made for this route, Nabil, but not like it wouldn't, like if I was doing the journey mode, for example, and trying to complete that, I wouldn't really benefit much from that, unfortunately. It's like I was playing 5 Circle earlier today. I just did like one service. I did my my roulette by myself, and then I got the 5 circle, and yeah, I was just thinking to myself, it would be very nice if all the stuff that's in the mod, the timetable mod, was in the base timetable. Track shadows are really annoying me. I've been considering whether to just use Jetwash's enhancement pack mod again and just maybe apply stuff from older routes to something new. Like, the only reason I'm not really using it, and I haven't used it since the GWE remaster, was because there was no like customizer knife for that particular route, and I did try to use others from other routes, but they just, I don't know, it just didn't click. Me and journey mode, you know what, I was thinking to myself earlier about my like completionist stance, and I was thinking to myself, it wouldn't be too bad to just do timetable services. Like, I didn't feel as bothered as I previously have about that, about just doing timetable services instead of scenario stuff. I don't know if I just missed a like a radio channel change. I'm gonna go back and check. Not that one. I don't know if I'm making it up in my head. What was this? What did this say? Oh, it's just a milepost. Okay, fair enough. The funny thing is, in that time, I probably did just miss one, but we're okay. We'll live. The only thing we'll miss out on if we're not tuned to the correct radio is the... I think it's like 2 stations, if I'm not mistaken. We won't get the confirmation from the dispatcher that our signal is green. And we've got the track monitor for that anyway. Talking of the track monitor, in the preview stream for either this or the Expert 145, there's no track monitor that Matt was using. And then there was a conversation, and then he mentioned that he's got his track monitor on a different screen. And I've done like a little bit of like Googling about, and I haven't seen like any way to do that. PC no good, Els. What's the update since the last time? Since you mentioned it on the Discord. What have you cooked up today, Hank? It is a collection of timetable runs, the bill. But the reason I go for it the way I do is because there's more of a sense of, it's like something to complete. You know, something like realistic to complete. Because it's not realistic to go for, well, people have done it and people do it. Many people do it. But for me personally, oh boy, we're sliding. We're sliding. We're sliding. I've missed the station completely. Have I got no brakes? Hello? Okay, so there's some progress then. Obviously, the situation as a whole isn't ideal, but there's progress at least. Yeah, bro. When it comes to tech, yeah, like it could have been. I don't know. Like I would assume, not knowing anything on that particular subject, that it could have been perhaps, I don't know, maybe like a charge of electricity, like a surge of electricity from the port to the motherboard through the cable, for example. If I had to guess, you know. Or it could have just been actually been the motherboard itself, but it just coincided with you doing that. You never know, man. And it goes the other way as well. Like when my PSU fried, so I had a PSU that cooked my GPU and motherboard and itself. Like the connectors actually like burnt. Bro, when it initially happened, I could smell very strongly the burning rubber in my bedroom at the time. I could smell it. And the PC froze, but I hard restarted it. And then it was completely fine for weeks, if not months. I think it was months. It was completely fine for months, bro. And I would smell the smell every time, but I was like, okay, well, I'm not seeing any fire. I'm not seeing any smoke. Everything seems to be working fine. I'll just like carry on my merry way. And it just held performing completely normally. The GPU's performing completely normally, playing all my games at like the normal frame rate. And the thing was just cooking, just like slowly cooking. And then I don't know what it was that then like completely finished it off, but that time obviously eventually did come. But you ask yourself, like, how did it survive as long as it did, just continuing to behave completely normally? I don't know. It's a weird one, man. Perena, hello. How are you doing? Did I get any money back? No, I got a replacement GPU and a replacement motherboard. That was a situation that I was referring to on Discord when I replied to you, and they sent me. They ended up sending me an even better motherboard than I initially had. I think maybe we'll try and stick to 50% break-in, which means I'm gonna have to be breaking a lot earlier, at least at higher speeds. You're doing great. That's good to hear, Perena. Your avatar's wearing a DB uniform. Oh, I thought it looked similar to that. But it doesn't have the branding though, does it? Oh boy. I'm not doing well at all, am I, for these stops? Whoa. Oh my god. I've missed another stop. I haven't done any stops yet. Why is 50% break-in so feeble? And I also went to use the sander, and because I was holding... I tried to use the sander and ended up decreasing the speed. Who replaced it? MSI. There was an MSI motherboard. No, hold on a second. It had to be an Asus one. It was an Asus motherboard because I've got an ROG Strix, which is usually like the high-end gaming sort of like, that's the like high-end gaming line, ROG Strix. And my previous one was definitely not an ROG Strix board, so I was kind of gassed with that, I'm not gonna lie. The GPU, that was just handled by Amazon, which I regretted, because imagine when they sent it back to me, they delivered me the box of the the box that the graphics card comes in, and that's it. There was no packaging. There was no like they put it in a box and then put like foam or bubble wrapper. Bro, it's a 3080 Ti, and this is a few years ago. It was just as if the box that you would go and pick up off the shelf to buy. They just sent me that, so that went through hell and back during transit, obviously, but thankfully it was completely fine. If you need to stop really fast, you will normally stop, then click it 2 times and then the little thing goes 100% faster. Yeah, Praying, that's what you're talking about. So when you brake normally, it uses the electrodynamic brake. And then when you double click it, like you mentioned, it then uses the actual brakes, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to crawl into the stations. It might even then, that's what I did last time, and I still bowled it. We are on a bit of a slope this time though, so that should help. I wonder if there's any branding inside the trains, or if it's only just outside. It takes a while, man. I guess I'm too used to just using like 100% braking all the time. I'm checking DMs now, Bill. Did you post it? Where did you post it? In... Wait, you said DMs. I've got... I haven't got anything... Okay, now it's showing up. This happened before as well. It took so long. That's actually a very clean uniform. I love that uniform. But it's got like clipping as well. The guy's chest is showing through the shirt. Oh yeah, I turned all my systems on to try and get through the bloody Where's the safety notifications? I think they'll just put anywhere. The safety system helper. What was I saying? Yeah, in the 750s, there's no driver. Wow, a sander actually works in TSW. You feel lost without a PC bin there, bro. You just don't know what to do with yourself, man. The worst, I went through it the worst, I think, in COVID. I didn't have a PC during COVID. I had gotten rid of it. I had sold mine like just before COVID. And bro, in that time, I became a pro mobile gamer. I discovered mobile phone games I had never discovered before. And I probably would never have discovered if not for that. OLEDs are banging, man. OLEDs are banging. A good monitor is I think an important part of the experience. It's still on my list of things that I want. It's been a good few years now. It's just not a priority still. And you click it like 2 times, it'll go from BE to VP. Yes, that's right, Brainer. I mean, you're like almost guaranteed like solid frame rates in 1080p, bro. But when you move to like even 1440p, obviously 4K is even better. But just 1440p alone from 1080p is such a jump. It's a much bigger jump than going from 1440p to 4K. They must have taken mass proportions as well. Thank you for the posture check, boss. What was that? Thank you, Perena. I don't mind. I'm gonna leave the notifications for now. I've actually never used them. I've never seen a need to use them. I'm gonna keep them around for now, and if they're like a bother, or if they're just like not needed, then I'll get rid of them.
stanice nad Mohelkou.
I think I'm gonna miss this stop. I got on the sander from early because I was braking super hard. This one seems okay though. Let me not speak too soon. Yeah, this one's not too bad. What was I playing? So I was watching a lot of streams. Like I would spend hours a day watching streams. But I was playing like 90% of my game time was Real Racing 3. Funnily enough, it really helped with track knowledge when I started getting back into sim racing. Because all I needed was like the basic layouts in my mind and then all the little details I could figure out as I went along. And literally thanks to that game, I learned the layout of so many routes. So yeah, Real Racing 3 RIP. That was goated. And then when I wasn't playing that, I played a little bit of COD, I think. And I played some simulators. There are some very amazing truck simulators. There are some truck simulators that are more detailed in like the driving than ETS2, which is wild. There's some good bus simulators as well. Yeah, man, I just kept transitioning from like game to game. It was depressing. Where have I been? Just adjusting to the twins, innit? Perena, I know the radio change signs. I know the speed limit change signs. I know the whistle boards. The signals, like I have a reference that I can look at if I wanted to like not use the track monitor. But in all honesty, I just can't be bothered to learn it. I'm not going to be spending enough time on this route, I think, to warrant that. Yeah, Els, you don't know because you're not about, bro. You'll pop up and say well go on in the first like 5 minutes of the stream and then ghost, and then you'll come back when I'm saying peace out. But thank you, bro, appreciate it. It's been a lot to yeah, a lot to accommodate for, man. Realistically, even coming back to the schedule that I've got going on at the moment was like somewhat of a tough decision to make. Like if both of them are calm, then it's not too much trouble in it, but dealing with them both just going at it, it's a lot of work, and I don't want like to put like that pressure on my missus. Where's the lie, bro? Am I lying? Oh man, you know what? I've like not really like planned, but I took a nap. I think on Monday I took a nap like an hour before I had to go and do the school run, because I'm still taking care of that, and I came back and I was expecting to like just be slumped during the stream and like rely on a good cup of coffee, but it was calm. I was good. So then I tried it yesterday, took an hour nap before I had to go do the school run, and that was good for the evening. So I was like, okay, this seems to work. Like even if I get bad sleep during the night, which you know obviously I do, this little 1 hour nap seems to sort things out for me. Well, I mean today it was more like 40 minutes, but I don't know, for now at least 40 minutes in, like I don't need a coffee, but yeah, it's a bit sketch today, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know, Nabil, man. I don't know. I'm only feeling it today. Like, I've seen people talk about it on the forums, but I couldn't really relate. And I'm only feeling it today because this is like the first day that I'm breaking without using 100%. But then I haven't really questioned why I've needed to rely on 100% breaking up until now. So realistically, I have been dealing with the problem, just not really been conscious of it at the same time. If that makes sense. What's the problem, Parena? The brakes? My body is not used to the night shifts, bro. My body it can't get used to the night shifts. That's what I was thinking when, like, before they came. I was thinking to myself, okay, if it comes to it, I'll take care of like the nighttime duties because that's what I do on a weekly basis, 2 days a week. But realistically, I don't know. I mean, yeah, like Tuesday morning, I woke up at like 3:30, to like feed them, and I just stayed up from there. Oh yeah, I think that was maybe why. Was that why? I don't know. I think that was a big reason for why I stuck to the hour naps. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I'm having a stinker today. I take 1 day off driving this train, and it all goes to crap. Brother, the Tobii eye tracker was the worst purchase I've made in years, bro. Now look, your mileage may vary, yeah? You might get it and it works perfectly for you. Bro. Wait, why is my speedo reading 0? This is still an automatic. What have I done? That's what that should be. It wouldn't move there. No matter how long I hold the button for my controller. There's no way, right? Bro, it's not moving. It's not moving forwards. Okay, brakes are currently held. I'm accelerating. Okay, we've now built up power and revs. You can hear it, you can see it on the screen. I'm going to release the brakes. Bro, it's a 0.7% gradient. And I think I'm chalked now because this red signal I think applies to me now. So I'm going to end up spadding. And if I try to request to go through, it's going to say that. So I'm cooked. It just keeps rolling back. I'm gonna continue talking about the eye tracker. Just let me try and figure out this. I mean, there's nothing more I can do here. It's not slipping. Otherwise, there'd be a message on the screen. Zluk, or something like that. So we're not wheel slipping. I'm applying power. I can't do anything more than apply power and then release the brakes. It can't make it. It can't make a 0.7% gradient. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just making sure that we're not wheel slipping and it is just a train not having enough power. Let me use this camera. It just cuts off power instantly now. There's nothing I can do, I don't think. I think I'm cooked. I don't know why I turn on the sander and then the power cuts off. I don't really understand that. I don't understand why I can't have the sander on and apply power at the same time. I'm just going to end up going back into the red signal. Okay. I have to put it back into neutral and then back to forward again. I'm not quite sure why. Thankfully, I wasn't affected by that red signal. Anyway, so yeah, Els, the Tobii eye tracker. So the main reason I wanted to use it was for my truck sims. However, because the only place that you can you can stick it, or the only right place, the only correct place that you can put the Tobii eye tracker is the, I think I'm just going to drive this in manual, is the beneath your monitor. It didn't work for me because when I have my steering wheel attached to the desk, when my hand is at the top area of the steering wheel, it blocks the line of sight between the eye tracker and myself, so then it cuts like the tracking. And even when it was like when there was a line of sight between the eye tracker and myself, I just felt, well, I found the eye tracking very, very mid, and the head tracking not that much better. So didn't work with anything that, so any like truck sim, bus sim, anything that used my big truck wheel, it was a no-go for that. Cool. So then I tried it for like my normal driving games with my racing rig. Same exact reason. When I have the rig attached, the steering wheel blocks the line of sight from underneath my monitor to my eyes, unless I have the monitor far away from me, which I don't like doing. Like the whole point is meant to have the screen like pretty close. That's why you'll get some rigs that have the screen attached to them. So no go for my truck sims, no go for my racing sims. Okay, so when I tried it in, so you can use it, so there are games that you can use it like officially, and then there's also there's another way that you can use it unofficially, but even like how to do that is advertised, I think, on the Tobii site, so it's not like something completely away from the hardware. So you can basically, it allows the tracker to be used for games that like went built with that like with it in mind, basically. So I used it that way on SimRail. It was so bad. Like, firstly, I thought it was the games that were the problem, but then I realized that when I'd go from game to game, and the issues would continue. And so I had the software on my computer that basically it shows the tracking in real time on like a graph. The thing would just move by itself. I'm dead still, and the thing's constantly going like that. And I keep recalibrating it, nothing. So the best thing I could do for it not to move when I was playing was to try my hardest to be a statue. And that's like, there's no fun in that. Like, that's not fun at all. I don't get the break in that. Trey's accent a bit funny. Sometimes it'll just go straight to like minus 100%. But I haven't like made it do that. Anyway, yeah, man. So my entire experience, in all honesty, with that thing is just horrible. But that's my own experience. You'll go on YouTube and you'll see people that use it for like Microsoft Flight Sim, for example, and it works perfectly there. And maybe that's a good use case for it. I didn't try it on Flight Sim, but for the purposes of driving with a steering wheel, it sucked. It sucked arse. I could not believe I had paid the money I paid for it, man. I sent it back and got my refund. And even in getting my refund, Tobii were so tough to deal with, man. I would send them email after email after email after email for various reasons. And then at the very end, they sent me an email saying, "Oh, we're like short on staff or something," and da 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 da. So that's not really my problem as a customer. It's not my problem to deal with. So yeah, my entire experience from dealing with Tobii themselves and their hardware was just piss, just complete piss. Yeah, Bill, you doing SimRail roleplay? The Xbox 145, all I'm going to say about that DLC is just be careful. Wait and see Ambassador's content. As for me personally, I'm done with it. Yeah, so did I, bro. So did I the first time I did it. So did I. And then I did it again on stream. I don't know if you were there on that stream, and I was like inching forward 1 meter by 1 meter, and I was saving. I was saving every single time I went forward 1 meter. That scenario is something else, man. That plus the helicopter one, I don't know, man. I think they sum up the state of the game pretty well. Like I said, bro. So when I had my own issues with it, and I was doing a bit of research, I found many other people saying how much of a waste of money it was. You could get the same thing with like a webcam and just the right software. And it's true, because at the end of the day, all it is, in terms of the head tracking, all it is a webcam. All it is a webcam. I'm not gonna lie, the eye tracking was pissing me off, bro. Imagine I'm driving my truck and I'm moving my eye. You know, sometimes you'll be, if you've driven, you'll know that there are things that you will look at just with your eyes. You won't necessarily turn your whole head. You'll just like glance at them quickly with your eye, and then you'll look back like straight. With the eye tracking, you do that as you're driving, but obviously it's tracking your eyes. So then as you want to glide, like right now, I can look down at the speedometer, but I don't need to do this. Do you get it? I can stay in this view and just like use my eyes while keeping my head straight to glance at that screen. But with the eye tracking, when you want to do that, it's as if you've moved your head in that direction. And it was so annoying. I won't lie, I turned it off very quickly when I was playing Euro Truck. Very, very, very quickly. It was such a bother. Such a bother. So all the only value I really got from it was the head tracking, which truly you can just use your phone camera or a webcam and get the same result. But again, I'm gonna say it again, there are also many other people who have had a flawless experience. So it just depends on use case, I guess luck, because I genuinely think I might have had a faulty unit, the way that it was like tracking movement that I wasn't making, no matter how many times I calibrated. So use case depends on luck, depends on what it does for you. For example, maybe the eye tracking somehow works for you. Maybe that's something that you end up enjoying, for example. So there are like other factors. I'm not going to say it's terrible, don't buy it. I'm just going to say I had a terrible experience with it. The price is, bro, what I will say though, even if it works perfectly, the price is diabolical. Why is the power just going to 0? What's going on? Why does the power continually go into 0? It wasn't doing that before. Okay, now it's staying where it is. Okay, a bit more to 50%. Okay, now it's staying where it is. Bit more to 75%. Now it's behaving properly. I don't understand. I didn't do anything differently there. Hello ASR. Not very good, I'm not gonna lie. Not very good at the moment. This train is proving a bit of a pain in the arse to drive in the snow. In snowy conditions. And it's more than just a little bit of wheel slip. There's a lot of strange behavior. The white grass looks like hair. I mean, overall, the scenery like does look nice in the snow, but as with everything in the game, when you take a closer look, the flaws become very easy and apparent to spot. Is it game breaking? Well, I mean, I'm still playing the game, so no. The game hasn't broken. What, the airport one, Nabil? You know I finished that today. I saw it and I thought you sent it to me as a joke, and I started watching it, and like within like 30 seconds I was like, oh snap, this is like a really interesting video. I don't know whether it was the presentation style or what, but yeah, I watched a little bit of it on Monday, and then I finished it today. I think I may have watched a little bit of it yesterday as well, if I'm not mistaken, like a few minutes yesterday. And then I finished it this morning. Actually, genuinely very interesting. Although, I find it criminal that he didn't touch on GTA San Andreas at all. What's that all about? Do you mean the train hasn't broken ASR? I'm surprised at how detailed the airport in GTA 5 is. I didn't expect the majority of the runway numbers to actually be correct. I still haven't played Simra, by the way. I'm not quite sure what my plan is for that. Oh my god, Nabil, I was this close to playing the crew today, bro. I was going to play it after my run on 5 Circle, but then I ended up finishing that. Look, it goes straight up. I don't understand. I go to the BE position, and instead of like going smoothly, it just jumps to like minus 100. But yeah, I was gonna play it after my 5 Circle run, but the timing didn't work out. It was just a bit too long of a run, so I didn't have much time. So I'm thinking maybe tomorrow in the like morning / early afternoon. I'm a bit nervous about going back to it, just because it's been so long. It does look a lot more complete with the branding. A lot more complete. As minor as the branding actually is. They quietly added SWAT Vinny? Let's play with dispatch post. Okay. That's yeah, it's always a good addition. Dispatching is not something I'm particularly interested in at the moment. I'm barely even driving enough. I don't exactly miss it either, in all honesty. Really, Nabil? You know what? It's always gonna bother me a little bit that I never got to legendary, and it's completely my decision, of course, but still. I wouldn't want to go back to playing it without being a sweat again, to be completely honest. Look, this is 50% breaking. Okay, we are in a 1.6% gradient, but still 75% braking. Bro, look at the like G-force thing. So now I got 100% braking, and then the train slides. How about adding a few impulse services? Right. What a very silly reason for having so little services, man. Let's punish the people who invest in our game. It's not really logic that makes sense.
Pilinkov.
But the train is just not slowing down. It's just not slowing down. And I've lost both engines, I think. No, they're both still there. Just lost all power. I mean, what more can I do than brake as early as I did? That was ridiculous. It seemed like it ASR. I thought they had turned off completely, but they were still on the screen. They were still running. I think the best way to drive this is just not to exceed a certain speed, it seems. We're 10 minutes late. Big part of that was being stuck on a hill. Yeah, it's very interesting wheel slip behavior, to say the least. I'm almost tempted just to turn the ice off completely.
Stanice, Liberec.
What was the fuss about the 145? What fuss? I don't remember what I was. What did I say about it? I just said, I think, yeah, just be careful. If you're gonna go and spend, what, 40 euros? Or however much it costs. I could not have ended it sooner, ASR. Hasn't been fun. I'm gonna stream the 145 tomorrow. And we can all take a look Then, but all I'll say for now is just if you are gonna, or if you are thinking about buying it, just look around at different ambassador content before you make a decision. Hello, Simon. Oh, I'm in love with this route, mate. I absolutely, this is my, I'm not gonna lie, this is my top 5. This is somewhere in my top 5 in terms of like overall experience. The only thing I haven't enjoyed is the wheel slip behavior, and the train's been doing some like weird things that I haven't seen it do before. For example, power just completely went off earlier, and I had to go back into neutral and forward again to restore it, and then the throttle wasn't sticking, like the throttle wasn't staying in the position that you set it in for some reason. That I haven't encountered that before today. And the wheel slip behavior is just a little bit ridiculous. And because I'm not using 100% braking, I'm also now seeing how bad these brakes actually are. It's like if you're not on 100%, you're not really getting much out of them at all. So not a great drive in these conditions, basically. Or I don't know, was there like a patch or something that I missed, an update to the route that I missed that did some things to the train? I'm not aware of that. But there have been some interesting behaviors that I haven't observed like at all up until today. But overall, yeah, top 5 easily. Up to you, ASR. British Ace, if you want. There are plenty of others. Probably a sell purchase. I think that applies to more or less almost every DLC. It's very expensive. Very, very expensive. I was saying on Tuesday. No, sorry, Monday I streamed it. I was saying I personally wouldn't have bought it at full price. Like 27, 28 quid, maybe 30 quid, but just the extra 2 quid above, it just pushes it a bit too far, in all honesty. But I you know what I mean, you know, you get in terms of like value or like what you get for your money, it definitely is a lot better than the vast majority of other routes. So yeah, I guess, you know, each of their own in that regard. But for me personally, great route. Just wouldn't spend 33 quid on it. They did add the 642. Yeah, it would have of course been nice to have got it in its actual correct livery, but I would rather it be there in its DB red than not be there at all. So it is good to see, to be fair. Branding patches out on PC as well, so it is nice to have the ability to get the branding. It does add a nice touch. It's not super complex branding. It's not a super crazy like logo, but it does add a nice touch. Yeah, it's yeah, I think TSW DLC has got to be something, like quite something, for it to be something that I'd recommend. At full price, I would say, guys, honestly, I really think you should go for it. There hasn't been a single DLC, I think, that where I've like put that opinion out there. Puts a radio tower on top of tracks. Yes, completely unbranded, Simon. Completely unbranded. Like it's a weird one because the logos are so subtle. It's actually not a big deal. Like you can see it here in the art, because the logos are quite subtle. You're not missing out on a huge amount. I actually haven't seen. I might as well look at the 750 one now. Um, I haven't. It doesn't take away too much. Not having it, like, it's not as bad basically as the LNWR, for example, in my opinion, on West Coast Mainland. I feel like that was a huge omission, not having the branding. But this one isn't too bad in my opinion. Oh yeah, two incompletable, sorry, scenarios worth pointing out. This one, which is incompletable at the very, 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 very end of the 50 minutes, and then you've got, is it over here? Where is it? There's another one. There's another one that's incompletable. These two. So yeah, can you fix it? And a bit of Shanted Part 1. I've uploaded videos of both anyway, but I just put a message at the end of them saying, yeah, you can't complete this scenario at the moment. Okay, let's do this. Hmm. 1st of January again. It's going to be icy. Let's see how the 750 copes. Let's hope I don't lose my mind. Apparently, I don't know. Is it Chesky or Seski? Dry isn't quite fond of giving licenses to brands. Yeah, station signs are quiet because of the whole Soviet era thing. They're quite similar across a lot of Eastern Europe. Like if you go in Simrel, you'll see more or less the exact same sort of signage, and even the stations look quite similar as well. Pardon me. I'm not going to turn the safety system on here because it's a vigilance that goes off every 4 or 5 seconds. Where's the branding on here? I've got the, or is it not on this particular livery? Maybe it's not on this particular livery. I have got the file for the 750 as well. See, okay, cool. I thought so, ASR. Thank you for the clarification. Honestly, Simon, JT and these guys have really killed it in terms of liveries provided, but also honestly details. Like these guys, in my opinion, have really given JT a run for their money in terms of like being a developer that comes out with quality content. If they come out with more content and provide the same level of like attention to detail, I think we'll get really special. We'll get some really special things for this side of Europe. The wheel slip indicator on here is very aggressive, in my opinion. Hello, Jackson. How you doing, boss? Oh, the 145 tomorrow is going to be interesting. A very strange issue I'm having with that DLC are the scenarios. So a number of the scenarios, almost all of them, for one reason or another, some my fault, some not my fault, I've had to redo a few times. And on 3 different scenarios, there are instances of something working fine and then it doesn't work fine, and then something doesn't work fine, you restart the scenario and then it works fine. For example, maybe you get routed onto the wrong tracks and you can't change the switches, but then you restart the scenario and then the dispatcher routes you on the correct tracks. Maybe in one scenario there's an instruction that gets stuck, you restart the scenario and then it's unstuck. Or maybe it was fine and then you restarted the scenario and then it wasn't fine. And I just can't, me personally, I wouldn't be able to spend a part of money on content that I can't guarantee I would complete a run on. I haven't done any timetable services, just scenarios, but it hasn't been a good experience so far, in all honesty. We'll see tomorrow anyway. Maybe it will go well tomorrow, but there won't be any content coming from me in terms of like videos and stuff. That's good to hear, Jackson. I'm good myself, thank you, my man. Definitely good update, Simon. And you know, I don't want to seem like that guy that just finds a reason to moan, but one does wonder why, for example, with the 423, why wasn't the correct version, why wasn't the correct livery applied to it from the get-go? You know, like they've done it now. Why couldn't it have just been done right in the first place? And the same goes for all the other layers where the DLC, the units have the incorrect liveries for whatever reason. It's not a lot of work for a company the magnitude of DCG to make very, very, very minor corrections for the sake of, you know, the appropriate liveries being applied where they should be. Yeah, I was surprised at how well the passenger video did. They usually do pretty okay compared to like my other content, but this one did particularly well. I guess it was nice in the snow and stuff. That wasn't like planned. It just so happens that the route annotations gave me snow. Weird thing with this train, there's no like force visual. So like by the speed, you've got the lines that show you when the train's slowing down or speeding up. This one just doesn't have it. At least it's an improvement. You know what? I mean, in all honesty, I don't think I've seen that, like an improvement like that in a DLC before. To be completely honest, like we've seen it, like DLC be improved in ways, but not applying the correct livery where the incorrect one was. And also, the wagons are now mixed properly now. So now all of a sudden, they've been able to get the wagons from Linke Rheinstrecke onto Stuttgart Heilbronn so that they can have a mix of mint green and the red. But apparently that wasn't doable. That wasn't possible. They were all given all sorts of reasons for it. So which one is it? Was it possible and you just didn't do it, or was it not possible and somehow we've created a miracle? The Ingolstadt Nürburgring route, I don't know much about it. I was informed yesterday by ASR that it's a half-an-hour run from end to end on an ICE, with apparently no stops in between. I don't trust ASR the way I used to anymore, so I need to have that confirmed. But I guess if that is the case, then maybe that's why they were inclined to add the branch line, which is always good. However, usually speaking, branch lines are quite bang average at best. You know, from the majority of what we've seen before. There are some bangers, but the vast majority of routes with branches usually have quiet mid branches. So I don't know anything about this one. I'm hoping it's going to be somewhat decent. We shall see. Some new graph missing. I guess one aspect of it is a few stops for the RE. Okay, and do you have any idea of how long the regional express would take end to end with the stops? I don't know if there's a speed setting for the wipers, because yes, I need them on, but I don't need them to be moving that fast. I don't even know where the button is for the wipers. I just use my keyboard. Ah, there it is. Okay, yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Just on or off. Also, I don't like that this wiper speed and this wiper speed, this wiper and this wiper don't move at the same speed. That just irks me just a little bit. Just a little bit. You removed your floor? Hank, what do you mean you removed your floor? What's happened there? There are 2 stops on it for the 101 run. A bunch of stations on a high speed line. Okay, fair enough. I mean, hey, it is a new developer, but it's also someone who works at TSG. So, you know, let's see how it turns out. Usually speaking, TSG don't disappoint. The 145, in my opinion, is a disappointment. And I can't really think of another one from the top of my head, in all honesty. But yeah, usually they're not a disappointment, so we shall see. Oh, hello? Oh, did I not? Had I not released the brakes? I guess so. This train's been pretty straightforward, other than the bollocks 4-second vigilance. It's been pretty decent. Oh, right, Hank. Okay, so this was like planned. It was intentional. It didn't just happen randomly. Okay, 45 minutes isn't too bad. The only thing that bugs me a little bit is since... I think, honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think since the Great Western Express came out, players have... Because I wasn't part of that sort of era. Players have complained about a high-speed run on a train only being half an hour long. And yet... the majority of high-speed runs we have are half an hour long. Not all of them. Castle Würzburg takes a bit longer than half an hour, right? With an ICE. But it's like it's 2026. TSW 6. And yet we get in yet again another route with a high-speed run that takes 30 minutes. It's like it's the one consistent thing that regarding high-speed runs people have been like sort of moaning about. Oh, it became very wet, Hank. Oh, yeah. Rotten wood is not great, boss. The branch is once. See, this is my point, man. This is my point. So when I was saying bang average, it's like you've got Long Island Railroad has a decent branch. The new one, the updated one. Preston to Carlisle has a decent. The Morecambe branch, I think it's short, but I think it's okay. Maybe there's one or two other decent branches, but aside from that, all of them are so dead. And yeah, obviously I'd rather them there than not. The Meissen branch is pretty good. That one's pretty nice. And yeah, I would rather have a branch with one station than no branch at all. But at the end of the day, when are we gonna see a line with some serious branch action, man? Like you'll see in the likes of TSC, for example. It's just a natural endpoint for the non-high speed services. Ah, okay. Right. Ah, man, that makes it even... I don't want to say that makes it worse. Again, okay, so basically you couldn't have the regional express services or just the general non-high speed services without it, basically. That makes it a bit worse in my opinion. It's almost like they were forced to do it, so they did it. And again, I don't want to seem like I'm just complaining, you know, but I feel like we have to maintain a particular standard. We can't get used to bare minimum, you know, constantly. I feel like that would be the worst thing for the game. Hello, Mr. Dan. How you doing, boss? Good to see you. How many stations does the Morecambe branch have, Simon? Do you know off the top of your head? I think was that one station as well on the Preston Carlisle route? Thank you, Nabil. Let me take a look at this. Bro, it's a really nice uniform that they have. I think this is a really, really nice uniform. These are what the uniform for the current that should be on this current route, but instead they're using the default Deutsche Bahn uniforms. The guy's got pink fingernails. Would be really nice if they implemented the right one. Okay, is it just that? Is it just that yellow line, Nabil? To there? I mean, whether it was long or short, ultimately it's one station, and it's not even as like it's just an endpoint, you know? It's just an endpoint. It's just somewhere else you terminate rather than either end. Oh, good, thank you, Dan. All good, my man. How are you? How's work? Oh, they go to Fürth and beyond. Okay, I thought Fürth was a terminus. I mean, I guess from the image in the build showed me, I should have worked it out. Morecambe has two. I don't know. I feel like it was detailed pretty nice, and it's a nice break from like doing Preston to Carlisle over and over. It does get. I mean, it's quite monotonous, isn't it? It's pretty straightforward run. There's not really too much to see. Not too much going on. So it was nice having a little somewhere to kind of branch off for a change of scenery and pace. It's barely 1 kilometer to the main line. If the majority of those services actually, in reality, terminate there, then I'm inclined to say fine. But if they go in reality beyond Fürth, then having the line only go there in the game is quite disappointing. Busy, Dan. 50% trend is happening now. Ah, the odds are higher. Do you want it to happen? Like, do you want to go there again? Yeah, new ICE would have been nice. If you carry on foot, you get to Vienna, then eventually Istanbul. How long would it take to get to Vienna? Would it have been unrealistic for the game? Nothing terminates. Oh, so what was the point in even adding it? Okay, fair enough. So basically, it seems like it was just added for the sole purpose of having the non-high-speed trains terminate somewhere. What a disaster, man. Why are we... Man, there's no... Let's get... let's just... I want to see some... I want to see consistent growth for a while. We're in TSW6 now. We'll get one good route and then 5 mediocre bullshit that we've been seeing for the past 7 years. Then we get one good route or one good piece of content and it's back to the mediocre stuff. Then one good content and back to the... When can we see 3 or 4 or 5 or maybe several months worth of actual progressive content, consistent content that shows actually the game's been running for a good decade almost now? Lessons have been learned, development has been progressed, things have moved forward. When are we going to see that? Oh, 4 hours? Okay, never. Wait, so is there nothing between Fürth and Vienna that could have been used as a realistic endpoint? That could also still be within the realms of what's realistic for the game? Oatsdorf? How long would that be? Five stations. See, bro, 5 stations after 4. I think I personally would be happy with that. If it was somewhat termination point of the S2, I think I could work with that. Nothing realistic with the trains event has got. Okay, so it seems like then, generally speaking, you guys are agreed that Altdorf would make the best. It's not completely realistic, but it would make the best endpoint. 5 stations is plenty. Well, 6 stations, including Fürth. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Trying my best. I'd be more than happy with that, man. More than happy with that. Now, obviously I'm speaking from a point of ignorance, in terms I don't know how long it would take to get there. As in, I don't know how long the distance between Fürth and Altdorf is in terms of mileage or even time. I don't know what the scenery is like. I don't know how long it would take to develop, etc, etc, etc. However, let's move forwards. Let's progress, man. And I know it's a new developer and whatnot, but you know, there are high expectations as well when it comes to TSG. New market, Oberpfalz 2 for the S3 endpoint. Is that within those 5 stops? 5 stations, or is that further on? Trains to Vienna would go a different way. But generally speaking, for the sake of gameplay, having Altdorf would be a lot more sensible, dare I say, than Fürth. Oh, it's a completely different branch? It's pronounced Voigt. Okay, I've been butchering it then. Thank you for the correction. Is it Voigt or Voigt? Voigt. I love this particular tunnel. It's like raw mountain. The lighting is incredible in here, man. I really like the lighting on this route. Just the cityscape has really good lighting, which we don't see nowadays in the game. The trains have really nice lighting. The headlights are really nice. This is a banger of a DLC, in all honesty. If they added Furcht as a termination point, because there's 3 terminates and predicament option. 30 minutes to Altdorf and 24 minutes to Newmarket. I think that's within the realms of possibility. Oh, so from Furcht they have 2 different branches. I mean, okay, let's say the one that would have gone towards Vienna terminates at Furcht, but the rest of the lines terminate at Altdorf. I would have been happy with that. I think that's sensible. Uh, 5838. Want to do train spotting? I'll be honest with you. Generally, I don't really do train spotting on TSW. I play the game to drive trains. However, even if I was to do train spotting on here, trains don't pass that often. Like within an hour, you'd only see a handful of trains. It wouldn't be like, for example, train spotting at Paddington on the Great Western Express remaster. When train spotting, there is no train spotting stream planned, I'm afraid. But do look out for them. I know other streamers do that, so it's worth keeping an eye out. 5 stations more isn't really a big deal. Just leave it out completely. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, it just seems like the branch was added just to give the trains somewhere to terminate, rather than for the sake of realism or gameplay or experience or anything like that. Like, it's going to take 30 minutes to get from end to end, the main termination points. That's a lot of work in between, you know. The train getting up to 300 kilometers an hour, and it still takes half an hour to get from end to end. It is a lot of work developing such a route, but there's no rush. There's no rush. I wouldn't mind it taking a bit longer than however long it's going to take for that little bit of extra gameplay, you know? Because I think that's the difference between a DLC having a high replayability value and a low one. It's just little details like that. Oh no, Simon, the Vienna thing, it does put it into perspective. You know, bearing in mind I've got no clue of what actually goes on there in reality, so that's given me a good perspective. And I think it's still applicable as well, mentioning it. Just because it isn't a branch doesn't mean that it doesn't need to be included. What do you mean, Abel? Sorry. Oh no, I know the ICEs just go from end to end, Simon. Another case of extremely wasted potential. Yeah, and the sad thing is, you already know it's going to remain like that. There's not going to be any extensions or anything of the sort. Like what Johannes is doing with the Mildmay line has never been done before, and very well may never be done again. Some may argue the Meissen branch with Navika Dresden. I would say not really, because the Meissen branch was sort of already like almost completed, rather than it being done new and then added. But I think the extension thing will remain I'm 99% sure the extension thing will remain forever a TSC thing. Oh, really? Oh, the ICEs to Vienna. Right. Okay, if there are ICEs to Vienna, to and from Vienna that travel on the line, I would have liked to see those as well. And if they terminate at Foyk, now I understand if this is very controversial, but for me personally, I wouldn't mind that. I would actually prefer they were included. Oh, stop it! 3 minutes for what? We're like, are we not ending here? Oh, we're not. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, the airport branch not being done, I think, is a very good example of what I'm saying. Like that wasn't completed. That wasn't almost completed to the level that the Meissen branch was almost completed at the release of Navica Dresden, but a lot of work had been done on it. That I'm sure within a month, that could have been added onto the DLC. You know, maybe it could have been added with the Meissen branch after a month or two. But there's work that's been done that will just never see light. Those are ICETs. So Simon, you said that you say they need to be AI, but isn't that quite reminiscent of? I don't think reminiscent was the right word, but you'll see what I mean. Isn't that quite reminiscent of the Birmingham to Crewe situation where the 170s terminate at, is it Bromsgrove, for the sake of gameplay, but they don't actually terminate there in reality? I think if it was okay there, then this one would be okay on this route. Will I be streaming the Hamburg U3 route once released for TSC? If I can get my hands on it, yeah. For one thing, the platforms at Foyk aren't long enough. Okay. That's definitely a pushback on what I said. Okay. If it's like you're in the game, you're instructed to stop there, but you don't open your doors. Like you get there and then it ends the run or it ends the scenario. So you're not actually unloading passengers. I think I'd be okay with that. I see no reason why I wouldn't be able to drive these 10-15 minutes. It's more gameplay, Jackson. It's more AI traffic, more gameplay. And like all in all, that results in more immersion. Well, I've got like a variety of sources in it, so yeah. Basically, yeah. What do you mean you advertise for the possibility to drive them? Don't advertise it to me, advertise it to TSG. Okay. So we were stood here for no reason then. No trains came past, right? Quite annoying. Yeah, but what do you think about the idea, Simon, of the in-game instruction not telling you to load or unload passengers? Like it just makes you stop at the station, and then it sort of ends the run there. Red signal. Yeah. Just a red signal or just an instruction to stop at the platform, but you don't unload or load. It just ends there and then. I'm saying they should be drivable as well, Simon, Jackson. I'm not talking about them being AI. Although, even if they were just AI and not drivable, that would be a lot better than not having them, in the game at all. What do you mean by blocking points, Simon? Wait for the S2 and S3 to be driven by a talent with the wrong branding. That's almost a guarantee at this point. I would happily gamble on that, man. It's very unfortunate to say, but I mean, okay, again, it's TSG. Maybe they'll go the extra mile. I don't know if they've ever done that with a route, but one can hope. One can hope. Going off history and a lot of it, I think it's safe to assume we won't be getting the correct livery, or yeah, the correct livery or branding. I'm curious as to whether what seemed to trigger the correct livery for the 423 on Stuttgart, on the Stuttgart route, was the changes made to the way the game works on console to try and free up some memory. So I wonder if they continue going down that path, and then that has the sort of unintended effect of things like what we've just seen, where the correct livery is applied rather than just copying a layer over to a route. I mean, yeah, Simon, but if it does do that, will it really matter? Like you get to Foix and then the run ends. Now, if you're going to continue free roam, maybe instantly an AI driver takes over and starts driving. But I think for most people, they will just end the run there. I mean, I've never continued the run in free roam. I don't know if I can trust that. I also like to tick off stuff, and I don't know if doing things that way ticks off things in the timetable menu. So I've never done it, but I don't think that's a huge issue. I don't know much about that train, Jackson. I don't know if I don't know if I've ever played Munich to Augsburg. You know, I've owned it since CSW2. I don't know if I've ever played it. I think I've done it once or twice for a requester route, but I've never played it like myself. I mean, if you begin there, the front of your train will be at the platform, so you're not going to be blocking anything. Like, you'll be blocking, I guess, things behind you, which, yeah, that could be another kind of worms. I don't know if AI would have to do it just because you do it. I don't know exactly the way instructions work. I don't know if the AI replicates exactly what you're instructed to do all the time. How long would a full Munich to Nuremberg take, Jackson? They'll never make new Dostos? That's a strong statement. Although completely understandable, to be honest. Because realistically, if they haven't made a new one this far in, the likelihood of it ever coming is quite low. It's always easier to just copy paste, right? The new Dostos only make sense on this particular route. But there are other routes that are using the wrong Dostos, right? But just they wouldn't be using this specific one. Oh no, Bill's done a nice little breakdown. Cheers. AI trains definitely stop at all timetabled stations. But it's not a station though. It's not a station in terms of, obviously Foyt is a station. I mean, it's not a station in terms of the game making you load and unload passengers. It's just like a start point, a start and end point. So it's like when you do like a freight service, and then it says stop at such and such location, and it could just be like a random bit of track. I'm going to assume, Simon, the rest of that message had to do with like the low floors and high floors. Would that be right, or would that be completely off? I know that's been an issue on like where we currently have the wrong Dostos a lot of the time. It's an issue with like the low floor, high floor situation. Munich to Nuremberg full run is an hour and 20 by IC. Oh, I think it's definitely nothing DCG will ever do. Maybe a passionate third-party developer, maybe. An hour and 20 minute by ICE. That's a long ass route. They're already 160k. What does that mean? Cam died, dead Cam, RIP Cam. Castle Wellsberg is only 15 minutes shorter than that. Yes, and I don't think DTG will ever make anything like that again. And that was a lot of, dare I say, fairly basic scenery. Throw trees everywhere, tunnels and bridges. The top speed is only 160 k's. No, it was LZB. You're alright. So what's the top speed of the Dostos that we have in the game currently? Not so much city scenery as well. Okay. In that case, it's something that could show up in the game at some point. But unless it's like, unless it comes as a core route, for example, I wouldn't put my eggs in that basket. Yeah, I do think so, Nabil. Other half of Munich Nuremberg is a conventional line. Okay, so that's in line then with Jackson saying Castle Wurzburg has easier scenery. Oh, you're saying the current Dostos only have a top speed of 160. So what would be the top? What's the top speed then of the ones that would be correct? Oh, K as in kilometers an hour. Right. Sorry. I've got it now. Yeah, we're not successful. How come? I'm sure they tried their best. Oh, the guy that created the guy that made the TSW route annotations mod is on Third Rails. Yeah, thank you, Simon. I'm aware. Our reliability issues. Oh wow, thank you, Nabil. Make my head bigger. I don't think I have a big head. Do I? I can't say I'm humble because people who are humble don't say that. What are you guys doing? I'll time you out both. This is going to be a slow 300-meter crawl. Well, the 101s did get, well, I mean, they still do have a bit more life, but it is sad that they are coming to an end. I hope many are preserved. I think they're great locos, Jackson. They're definitely great to drive in the game. They're great to watch when I'm watching IC Lokführer. And although obviously I don't get to see them in reality, I do appreciate sort of their staple in German railroading. No, new coach type is a bare minimum, man. It's the bare minimum. I don't think that's too demanding. Shall we do some expert 145 action? Should I be the first? June is fast approaching, you know. Very, very, very fast approaching. World of Sodor. Shall I play that? Shall I play World of Sodor? Yeah, do that, Simon, man. Take it in. I really regret, like, I didn't really appreciate. I was by the time the HSTs got taken out of the Paddington runs, I wasn't like really into trains that heavily. But if I could go back in time, ah man, World of Sober. I will not be playing World of Soda, soz. I haven't played that myself. My plan is, because the kids like Thomas, because I'm not going to play it or stream it myself, so the plan is to do some content with the kids. What's your heater situation saying, Jackson? Has it finally been installed? I'd like to do like a normal 843 run. If not, then maybe one of these that fits into the time left. This would be perfect, I think. It takes place in October. What do you mean, the old or young ones? Yeah. Let me just get my newborn twins. So let me just give my newborn twins that the controller is about the size of them, the controller, and let them have a pop. Quite basic logos on here. No wonder this mod came out as quickly as it did. Imagine your first memory is playing a DTG game. I mean, I prefer to word it in such a way that, you know, imagine your first memory is Thomas, playing Thomas. I think that would be like a better... It would be better remembered that way. No way, Jackson. He's not taking the piss. The textures used for... Okay, so this is meant to be like rubbed away, right? But it's like very, very interesting textures used. It's like, okay, from afar, it does the job. But then you get closer, and it looks quite strange, and it looks exactly how. So there's a so the can you fix it scenario, which is one of the ones that can't be completed. One of the things you have to do is clean the intakes of snow, or clean them from snow. They've got snow on the intakes, and you clean them. But as you're cleaning them, there's like less and less. You have to keep clicking, and it gets less and less. But it looks exactly like that, just like weird pixels. Sodo should have come at the very beginning, man. It would have been really cool if it was its own game from the get-go without having Thomas like in this game. I've always said if it came, or even if it was in TSW, like the whole Thomas thing, but in a Sodo map, I would have had no issue with that. And I think 90% of people that moaned about it and made a big fuss also wouldn't have had a big issue with that. And then if they wanted to slap Thomas on as a layer, as like a rail tour layer or whatever, elsewhere, then, you know, cool. Where it would have made sense, of course. The sad memory I have with regards to Thomas is that I never really got to watch it properly. Like I've said many a time, at the time that I would need to leave for school, that was when it would appear on TV, and so I never got to like really watch it. I'd always watch like 5 minutes of it, and then I'd have to go. So even like I don't know what the map is like. I don't have memories of like certain locations and stories and stuff like that. If I did, I think I would have like no problem playing it myself. But it's a fact that the map it doesn't mean anything to me personally, you know, which is a big shame. Why don't you do that, Jackson? How about you do that and then you tell us how it goes? I had no idea of that, Simon. That's incredible. So technically, it's not a fictional route then. It's not a fictional map. It's fun? I don't think so, bro. I was doing a half-an-hour flight a few months ago, and I started to get a bit bored halfway through. They deleted your post and announced that they found an issue. Okay, so do something about it then. You sleep while it flies. Oh, that's great fun, man. That's great fun. Let me play Euro Truck. Put the cruise control on, and then go to sleep. That's a great experience. fictional or based on someone else's. That's very cool. I had no idea about that story. I like that, man. See, something like, I can appreciate that, but I would have been able to appreciate it so much more if I had that like proper like intimate connection. I agree with you, Nabil. I agree, man. It's like when Els will say, like he'll start a flight and then start doing like stuff around the house. It's like, you're not really playing. You're not really playing. And fair enough, if that's you, do your thing, innit? At the end of the day, you're doing you're simulating that particular flight, and in reality the pilots would be doing like all sorts. But in terms of gaming, I think there's only so far you can go. Like I used to always ask you, Nabil, are you like you only ever do the short flights, hour and a half flights, like what, like, you know, like when are you gonna do long hauls? But I get it, man. I get it. And I guess there is a sense of maybe achievement when you get to your destination, no matter whether you're at your screen or not, and you can say, oh yeah, I've done this, you know, this long haul flight. But yeah. Skip, yeah, but then you skip. What's the point? Is it, like, would you, if you're gonna skip directly to the approach, then just do a short flight from the beginning. What would you get out of doing a long haul flight and then just skipping it? But then at the same time, I don't know. Like I said, if that's your thing, I understand, because there are some ridiculous things that I like to do as well in games, but it's just not for me personally. The map you've seen in the game looks a lot like the real map. What do you mean from like the videos that we've seen so far? From like the character reveals and the trailer and stuff? Oh, that's quite cool. I like stuff like that when like things are connected. Even like when I used to watch like cartoons when I was younger, I used to like when it would be like a continuation, for example, with the previous episode, or even like when they would reference the previous episode. I watched like the whole series of like Rick and Morty this last month, the last few months. And that was one thing I really enjoyed, like when they would reference previous episodes and events. There was a screenshot of a load screen. Ah, was that a leak? Was that intentional, or was that a leak? It's on the forum. I haven't seen it. Is there a dedicated Thomas section in the forum? Although I'll say this, because I don't know where the limitations of play labs are. In a hypothetical world, where I would have hypothetically have played Wonders of Sodor last year, I was surprised. I would have been hypothetically surprised if I had hypothetically quite enjoyed playing it. So there is that. And I can't really explain why I would have been why I would have found pleasure in it. Again, without that like intimate connection. I don't know. I really don't know. Something about it. I was almost annoyed. A lot of hypothesis, yes. And that's all it is, hypothetically speaking. Okay, I'm quite heavy on the brakes at the moment, and we are just continuing to build up speed. Slightly worrying, as we're approaching a curve at 20 kilometers over the limit. Continuing to build up speeds. I'm just gonna go 100%. Am I experiencing my first ever runaway train? Somewhat. I'm not sure how a timetable would work out, Simon. Hypothetically, it was all scenarios. You know what? I think a timetable would be actually pretty interesting. I think a timetable would be interesting. Scenarios were fun though. They were good. Nabil plays simulators how they're meant to be played. I like the way Nabil goes about things. When you say clearly new engines, are you talking new in terms of development or new in terms of like the Thomas storyline? Well, I need to start slowing down right now. We do have a red coming up. I'm on 100% braking. I don't want to go into emergency because it's a whole headache. I can't get out of emergency braking. Oh, this is really bad. Oh my god, I was on the loco brakes the whole time. What a numpty. What a flipping numpty. I hadn't noticed. Ah, all of a sudden, are the trains slowing down? I would have absolutely melted the brakes off these locos. Oh snap. I think I need to stop here. Yeah, I learned this yesterday, didn't I? Not yesterday, Monday. Wait, what? Do I proceed? I don't trust that at all. I will not proceed. Okay, we do have a train here. British Railway 822 plates. Oh, it's happening! It's finally happening! Has that been consistently the case though since the update came out? I'm sure there will be some, and they have to. They have to flesh it out. They have to flesh it out. I just wonder if they will, you know. Ultimately, it's still DCG we're talking about. And you could argue that the reason we didn't have any other characters in TSW is because Wonders of Sodor was in the work. Was in the works. I guess we'll just wait and see, man. Over the last 5 days. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. That's good. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so, Simon. I think the Metal license has been hugely successful for DCG, and so it would make sense to kind of continue milking it for as long as they can, as much as they can. In ways that make sense, like ultimately having the full roster of Thomas characters I think would be pretty flipping cool. And all the scenarios playing back like all the stories and stuff. I think that would be rather cool. It's just a trust, isn't it? I think that's the only like area where doubt is in my mind. It's just do we trust Dovetail to go the full mile with that DLC? Like Shade is a no-brainer. Yeah, but there's also a lot of stuff in here that people want a lot of, and TCG would make money off, but we don't get. A lot of things over the years that were also no-brainers. Where is CTS these days? Is it still like, is there any attention still on it? I keep wanting to go back to the bus. I keep reading the articles and just the improvements to the game that they're making, and it's making me want to play it, man. Buses are still gonna drive like crap, but I don't know. I'm tempted. It's just time. Like I cannot prioritize anything above Motorfest right now. God, it's good all the time. Yeah, please send it to me, bro. I haven't seen it at all. Last DLC, October 2025. That wasn't... Oh, we're in March. Oh, yeah, that was a while ago, innit? Like I said, Simon, it's absolutely a no-brainer. I'm not getting any notifications today, Nabil. I don't know why. It's an absolute no-brainer. It's just, I'm just cautious of anything along those lines, of sort of giving customers what they want because of the TSW experience. I would like it to be. I think they could do everything. Like, all in all, does like the total like train character number on for Thomas exceed like 20, 30? I think we could have everything. Why are these not uploading Epstein redacted files, bruv? They're trying to be so... They're trying to be so, like... what's the word? Mysterious. As if they've got some cool thing on their hands. But they've got a piece of garbage. Just tell us what your plans are, man. Just put it all on the table, bruv. It's not gonna make a difference. Is it a new phone that you're on, Simon, or a new keyboard? usually typing's alright. Doppler, hello. What graphics card are you using and what are your settings in game? I've got a 3080 Ti, and I've got everything maxed out at 4K, except the sky quality, which is very high, and that's only because that was Jetwash's recommendation for using his graphics enhancement mod. My voice went there. When you use accessories, you run out of examples. Yeah, bro, for real, there's probably nothing under those black bars. I completely missed this speed change coming up. From the books, there's about 40 engines and about 30 or more. Okay, there's a whole lot more in the roster than I initially thought. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, they're simple locos though. They're simple locos. They could pop out 2 or 3 a month if they really wanted to. Simple locos of simple physics. The only hard work really would come from the actual modeling of the 3D model itself. Or hello, the 3D model itself, and then like the the stories and stuff. Oh my god. Laptop. Yeah, laptop keyboards can be very interesting, very hit and miss. Does take just getting used to though. What resolution do you play at, Doppler? I will say, mate, though, a GTX 1060 is don't expect too much even at 1080p. So if you've got your settings like quite high, probably worth turning them down. This is quite a demanding route. I do get some frame drops here and there. Well, we're getting 2 releases this week, Simon, both of which are very expensive. Are they both DTG? No, neither of them are, but they have greenlit it and fit it in this release slot. March is usually, anyway, you know how it is, just at the end of the financial year. Pump out as much DLC as possible. It happened last year, it happened the year before, it happened the year before that. So it's never really seemed to stop them. You get 25 FPS most of the time on this route, Doppler, or most of the time in TSW generally? Is Tramsim completely dead then, Nabil? Please don't tell me this is going to be a 15-minute stop like yesterday. It's a huge market. It's a huge market. You've got, yeah, both young and old that are ready to get stuck in. Like I said before, the metal license is absolutely huge. There's definitely a big bag of cash in this, 100%. I'd love to see how many people have like wishlisted Wonders of Soda on Steam as well, if it's available for that. It's another lengthy one. Tramsim has been dead since late 2022. What a shame, man. Why is it that the good ones just get forgotten about and the trash ones continue to be developed? Most of the time on this route, and also a little like that on Mittenwald. Yeah, Mittenwald is a heavy one. Oh my god. I remember playing that when I would stream on the same computer I'm playing on. What a disaster. That and Preston Carlisle used to bring my PC to its knees when I'd be running OBS. Anytime CTS2, it just reminds me of like what TSW could have been if they just stuck to like TSW2 and just continued like working on it. He says naively. I appreciate the self-awareness. Audacity to release the MAN new line City of CTSA that's better than the one in OMSI. Let's not even go there, man. Let's not even go there. Did you see the comment that I posted? Hello, Mark. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Did you see the comment that I posted on the bus? One of their recent posts. I replied on it saying, I mean, I think I just said it how it is. I was like, these are great, like, updates that you guys are doing. But, like, please continue working on the physics and sounds. And then I said, for some reason, there's always confusion by the developers when these types of requests are made. So I said, just use OMSI 2 as inspiration. You don't have to copy it exactly, although if you copy it exactly, that would be absolutely great. When was the last time God Mode was updated? When was the last time we had a completely new route? I don't remember. December 11th. Have we had a completely brand new route before this one? Since December. Bit of rage this morning. Why? Bro, Hamburg is just beautiful. Just beautiful. I don't know if anyone's replied yet to what I said. No. This guy here is everywhere on the bus posts. No matter what it is. It could be even the Hamburg stuff. Just always there, constantly. I need to just buy the Hamburg DLC, man. If I did end up doing it, I don't think I'd be mad at that decision. Indeed, Jackson. Same place. Look at this guy. Seems very interested about this very particular spot on this wagon. Your OMSI 2 steering wheel would refuse to work. Did you manage to get it working? No matter where you are on the map, you've got beautiful views. Is there a point in developers creating invisible walls? Is there like a reason they do it? Like, what do they not want us to see? Like, we understand. No one's expecting 2 miles away from the station to be perfectly accurately modeled. There's nothing to hide. Don't be ashamed. They released achievements for the bus, but you can't unlock them. What is that? Because it's not like the full release hasn't come yet. Oh yeah, listen to these sounds. I love these sounds. Ah, what is such a small detail, but like it's so cool. It's the little things, man. I still can't get over like a working belt. How cool. Oil level all good over there. Oil level all good over here. Using a controller is so aid sometimes. Yeah, I saw someone on the forum describe the railway in Eastern Europe as almost like frozen in time. I think that's quite a good description of it. Very well preserved. I love this detail, man. I didn't even know you could do that. I would really like to experience a restaurant on a train. I just want to have like a proper train adventure, you know? Doppler, the 3080 compared to a 1060, my friend, are universes apart. You would be able to play in 4K. Maybe not everything maxed out, but you'd be able to play in 4K with a 3080. Oh wait, you said 3080 Ti. I didn't know. I thought you said 3080. 3080 Ti, you could play everything maxed out. It wouldn't be a constant 60 everywhere, but you would be more than satisfied, and you could play every other game at 4K maxed out as well. Okay, not every single game with every single setting maxed out, but very, very close. And thank you for the compliment of the stream. Appreciate you. Nabil, you want me to end now, boss? Sorry I'm boring you, man. It's not my fault, it's the game. Czech, Polish, Hungarian trains are the best restaurants. The food is freshly cooked. The only issue I have here, Eastern European food is a little bit strange to me sometimes. And I wouldn't want to go to another country and not like indulge in its cuisine. But I've never really found Eastern European food appetizing. Thank you very much, Nabil. You sorted me out with a little script. Copy and paste it later, and then I'll use it. The food on Indian trains is freshly cooked as well. Doppler, I think the vast majority of cards you could get would be better than a 1060. Even a 1080 Ti, for example. 1080 Ti is a goated GPU. But, like, it's beyond its time, but it's still a goat. Pasta with strawberries. Was it you that told me about it? We had a conversation on stream about this. Like, was it last year or 2 years ago? Pasta with strawberries. Somebody told me about this on stream. Hungarian trains with burgers and chips. See, I'd love me a burger and chips, but I could go boss man down the road and get a burger and chips. You know. Hey, what did I take? Els, see, I say this here, and then you moan. You've come back at the end. You were at the beginning of the stream, and you've come back. But then when I say it, you're like, oh, I'm taking shots. What I like about you, bro. You're consistent. Yeah, that's a good trait, you know. It depends what the consistent thing is, but I respect that, man. You've been here. Have you got any evidence to support your claim? You were typing and I wasn't responding. Tell me what I wasn't responding to. I guarantee I responded to it. I guarantee. What's applesauce? I thought applesauce was just a thing from a poem. Is it a real thing? It's not that different to our food. Okay. Fills me with a bit more hope. Fills me with a bit more hope. Bro said I love hating on Poland. That's wild. Azan. Hello from Czechia. What about DLC? Do you like it? This DLC is it's in my top 5. It's in my top 5. And I have every DLC. So I think that speaks for itself. This is an incredible piece of work. The developer for the CD163 for several worked on this. Really? That's actually quite a cool fact. Oh, 100% Simon. Listen, bro, I've always been, since like school days, I've always like, I'll get food and I'll go somewhere nice to eat and I'll enjoy myself. I've always been a sucker for like eating with a nice view. DB restaurants are okay, but it's pre-prepared. Pre-prepared can be fine if it tastes like good. Like you can get pre-prepared food that tastes good. Dare I say, judge me or not, I like me a good Rustlers. A good Rustlers burger. I love me a Rustlers. I think they're great. The fact that Minion Train has both a high and a low bias. Oh yeah, listen, Doppler. That's what I mean. Like when I replied to Aksan, part of why I like this DLC so much is the attention to detail. I love attention. I can really appreciate attention to detail. That's what I really, really like. And this DLC has so much of it. It's a big shame for me that the 2 incompletable scenarios. The branding, I mean, thankfully with the mod, you know, we've got that now. But that means people on console or people that don't use mods miss out on that. That kind of sucks. But apparently, the TOC is quite tough to get licensing for. And even without the branding, I was very, very happy with it. It wasn't a big deal to me. It was just the broken scenarios, some strange, unexplainable behavior with the train sometimes. I don't know whether it's user error, whether it's prototypical, whether it's a bug. But aside from those little niggles, I really like this, man. I've really been enjoying it. Oh, it's apple puree. Is that it? I thought it would have been like something cool. Crisscross applesauce. You've heard Wars is pretty decent. What the hell is Wars? And I think it depends how much you're paying, isn't it, Simon? I'm big on sort of like I always say, you get what you pay for. But the thing is, I guess you always pay a premium on something like that anyway. So you also have to sort of add that into your value calculation. It's like, okay, maybe this is very mid and I have paid a lot for it, but I'm also on a train. Why are you not just saying random Polish cities? Or is this the company that provides catering for BKP? Ah. Well, I mean, it's more like when I say Eastern European food, when I was saying what I said earlier, it's more specifically Polish, man. Some Polish dishes. Nabil touched on earlier the pasta with strawberries. I don't know, maybe it's good, right? Like I used to like dog really hard on chicken and waffles because I just never understood the sweet and savory mix. I always felt like something sweet has to be sweet, something savory has got to be savory, but you can never mix the two. And then I tried that and it was like fine. It wasn't bad. It was fine. So who knows, maybe pasta and strawberries is a banger and I'm just sleeping on it, but I'm okay with that. For voidership. Hope a Danish route comes out one day. Are you from Denmark? Nice. And that's an interesting train below. Who knows, man? It just takes, you know, the game is at a point now where anything outside of the US, the UK or Germany is now in the hands of third parties. This only came about because of Vectron simulations. I think they're called. I'm happy to be corrected. So if some Danish developers come out, oh, you make it happen, Doppler. How about you make it happen? You can't criticize food from other countries with beans on toast. I mean, beans on toast is not like a UK, it's not an English dish. I don't think the English have any dishes per se. Apparently tikka masala. And there are, I guess you got other shepherd's pie, stuff like that. There are a few. But beans on toast, I can appreciate that it may not sound like it makes sense. But I'd say it's one of those things, don't knock it until you try it. It's actually pretty decent, especially when you sprinkle some cheese on top. Season it just a little bit. It's a great little snack. And that's all it is, as a snack. I don't know whether like people from outside of the UK think beans on toast is like a meal. It's not a meal. It's just a little like something to eat. No one has like beans on toast for lunch or for dinner. But for breakfast maybe. But then you can have toast and beans on a breakfast plate anyway, and that would make sense. Hungarian similar but more spices. Oh, that's a bit of me then. Czech food, there's a lot of fried or grilled meat and potatoes. Okay, I can get behind that. I'm not too big on pork meat. Listen, I have my ham and my bacon and stuff, but I don't know, it's like pork meat. It just sort of makes me a bit sick. But I'm down for like beef and stuff. It's just the what's it called again, Simon? Stereotype, innit? Couple like tea and beans on toast. I would just be concerned if somebody actually thinks that's like a genuine meal, you know. Oh, some cheese. How can I forget cheese? Beans on toast with some cheese. Ah, brilliant. And some sauce. Vector simulations, yes. Bland tea. I'm Moroccan, my friend. Don't you forget that. British tea does indeed have milk in it, man. I can't see how support that movement. I can't say I support that movement at all, but each to their own. I am also somebody who just drinks coffee black with no sugar or milk, so who am I to talk? You love milk and tea, Jackson? Bro, if you want a coffee so bad, go make a coffee, man. How does it taste for me, bro? Like, it's not even terrible. It's not, like, horrible. It's just quite a bland taste. You lose the tea, you know? And it becomes a little bit of something else. Czech water is bad because no one drinks it because it doesn't contain beer. I don't know, Czechs are like heavy beer drinkers. I know they eat fish for Christmas. Like, their Christmas meal is fish. I don't know what a roibu is, Jackson. To be fair, Simon, I'm open to it being a matter of I just haven't had the right drinks. Whether it's beer, whether it's whiskey, there are two things that I've judged very hard. But I am open to the fact that it could just be a matter of not having had the right ones, you know? Czechia has the highest beer consumption per capita in the world. I did not know they were known for their beer. The BR642 is a layer is nice to see on this route because it's my favorite train in the game, probably in real life. Really? Nice. I do like driving it in on Maintalbahn. Not a route I drive often. Doesn't really have too much to offer. It is
very
quite
honest.
nice
Give us
and
2 months of
compact.
ceasefire, we will go to
But this is loud.
That's it.
Nice. But yeah, it's quite a nice change to drive. And I mean 10-15 minute runs on the Czech route with it, which I haven't done. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. Actually not too bad.
Can't give us some financial support. Okay, please give us a credit.
Caffeine
and we will
free
give you back money after
herbal
the war.
tea made from the fermented leaves of the South African shrub. Okay, I've never heard of it. Fair enough. I've never even like seen it in the shops. I can't say I've ever come to know of it, see it, hear of it, or anything. Nabil, please give me my outro. I trust that you have it copied and ready to paste. The way Thomas looks at you is very creepy. It is, you know, you're not wrong. It really is. And that will be the end for today. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Tomorrow we'll be back. We'll be streaming the Expert 145. So make sure to watch if you're interested in that. In any case, I wish you a lovely rest of your day. Stay safe. Health is wealth. Until the next one. Peace out.